Dollarama, I found these green bats during Halloween, and I was like, what the hell am I gonna do with green bats? Those are useless. And a year later, it came to me. I was like, oh, those are perfect little constructs for my. I'll put them on my cape, and they'll glow. And then I'll do the cape, and I'll have the ring, and this thing will glow. And then I just started amassing all these different things. I took a belt, a Batman Begins belt, removed all the pockets, and put the pockets on a different belt, and painted that one white. And then I got white gloves, and then let's see here. So black boots, white utility belt, white gloves, the ring. Oh, there it was. That's what I'm thinking of. I went and found a green binder at Dollarama, and it was like translucent. I cut the bat insignia out of it and a circle, and it fits over the dome. So I can wear a Green Lantern costume, or I can be Green Lantern Batman, and all I have to do is just remove all the different accents, and Bob's your uncle. I'm done.
That is very useful. Sort of the reversible raincoat in cosplay form.
Exactly.
All
Two
right.
costumes in one.
Now, Scott, are you going to tell us about the Predator, which you've already discussed a bit? We could have more detail. I'm very curious about how it feels to have those fingers on, or about your Joker.
Having the hands on, you can't really use a phone, you can't use anything. Like when you're doing a big full costume like this, you know, it's dedication, and
yeah.
you know, it's hard to grab anything. You know, hard to bend over.
Wow.
It's just very difficult. But we're going to talk about
Cosplay's secret to fix that phone problem. Go to the dollar store and buy a stylus, take the rubber thing off, hot glue it to the tip of your finger. You can always use your phone.
Also, if you buy it to the stylus, you can just get them to do it too. It's the pain in the
So you'd have to go like pull the stylus out of your pocket.
Oh, that kind of
A
stylus.
stylus, you know, the thing you use to, you know.
Oh, yeah. He heard stylist.
I heard
Not
stylus.
stylus.
You know, get your hair done, and then while they're doing that, get them to
I don't
play
do
with your
too well
phone.
on touch screens. You need to be able to see the screen first.
The stylus is a good hack, and not being able to see is a challenge. So go ahead, Scott.
So yeah, this was the most expensive suit I've made, just because the cost of leather. Gray like silver leather at that is like very expensive. Leather is not cheap. Metal, you know, depending on where you go, you can go to a junkyard and get scrap parts. Like the backpack here, if I can turn around here. The backpack is made from scrap parts, spare parts, scrap metal.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's cool that, you know, you can go somewhere and if something catches your eye and you can use it, then by all means use it. It's free for a junkyard, you know. But my most fun cosplay I've done, like I spent $300 on a white suit and I wanted to do a Joker. Just because I met this crazy guy here.
Hi guys.
So I wanted to do a Joker that would blow people away. You don't even understand. Yeah. So
Nice, yeah.
I did. I went out and bought a white suit, kind of like the Dark
Knight Returns.
Dark Knight Returns. So he's got like it's the end game Joker, right? You know, that's where he dies, but. I didn't
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But that's okay. Like,
Sorry,
you know,
guys.
With that.
Other than that, you know, the Joker was great.
Yeah.
And I love doing Joker because I actually get to act and talk to people and interact with people. I bring kids' toys so the kids have something to interact with, like
That's
you know,
part of cosplay.
yeah, little clappers and stuff. You know, you can go to Party City. Yeah, Party City. You can go to Party City and they have a Batman Joker pack that you can buy. It actually comes with 20 throwing cards that has Joker on it. So they're actual Joker cards that I was throwing to people, last year or the year before? I was throwing them at kids and giving kids toys and they were coming up, picking stuff up, whistles, noisemakers, spin tops, just...
You were like an evil Santa, basically.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, that's a cool take on the Joker, evil Santa Joker.
Yeah. Just anything to get more interaction. Like I'm an interactive kind of person. Like you know, interaction is key to a great positive attitude. You know, just the more positive you stay, the better it is. You know, and like we talked in the last panel, somebody gives you a hard time. You know, just throw some positive at them. What are they gonna do?
Yeah.
They're gonna neglect a compliment. You just give them another compliment.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fantastic. That's how it works, right?
Keep complimenting them until they
So
can't
how long
anymore.
have you guys all been cosplaying?
I've been doing mine for, 7 years now? I've been doing mine for 7 years, since I was 20. And I'm 27.
And which one did you start with?
I started with a Predator, but it was like a very cheap, all rubies stuff, like store-bought stuff, and random things that I found, like hockey pads and stuff like that. I just made a Predator costume. And then I ran into this guy that had this material, So I paid the guy for the material. He showed me how to make one because he already had a suit like this made, and I made this myself using his material. I paid him $2,000 for all of it, and I made it. And it took me a long time, 6 months in total, just going there every weekend. And yeah, every time that there was a con, I'd have something new. So like, my gauntlets weren't done until the last minute. My mask was the first to be done because it was the mask. I made the face. And for his lantern idea, I actually made a red lantern predator before my mask got stolen.
Oh no!
Do you remember that? Yeah, I was gonna compete with Sky here and his Green Lantern Batman with my red lantern predator. And it was gonna be amazing, but the mask got stolen, like, right after.
Are you gonna make another one like that?
Am I gonna, yeah, I'm gonna try to, actually. It's ongoing, like, I'm gonna try to get a hold of our friend Rhonda, who makes the real masks. But the only problem is, everyone that wants me to have a mask wants my face to open like the Predator. And that's quoted at $5,000 for basic open-closed mandible animatronics, which you can order online, and yes, it's not cheap for animatronics, like things that move. So like you see people on, that have videos on Facebook, and their wings open up and start shining, like, and it's all metal and stuff. That's animatronics, that's expensive. Right?
I bet, yeah.
That's expensive. There was a guy, Iron Man, that had his whole suit started opening up, like just lights and everything, flaps, freaking face covers and everything. His whole helmet would go all the way back, right? That's animatronics, like people that go to school for that kind of stuff.
Engineering. Yeah, engineering robotics, yeah. Let's just quickly, we don't have a lot of time, let's just quick run down the line and everyone say sort of how long they've been doing it. I want 2 more things.
7 years.
Okay, so back to the crazy thing. I've been Batman for 20 years. No, wait, 19 years. But I've been cosplaying for about 7 years.
Wow. Yeah. Go.
I started cosplaying in 2012. First costume that I had, I was all 4 Avengers. I had Captain America's mask, I had the Iron Man arc reactor, I had Thor's hammer, and I had a Hulk hand. So yeah, that was for. Oh, actually, forgive me. No, that was the second one. My first thing I cosplayed was Two-Face. So that took a lot of makeup and a lot of preparation to do. I wore that for Fan Expo 2012. That was when I started cosplaying first time, and then the second time was Halloween 2012. I did the all 4 Avengers, and then it kind of took off from there. I think 2014 is when I debuted Kitchener Marty McFly, and last year, 2017 Con, was when I debuted Canadian Daredevil.
Awesome.
I've been involved in costuming since 1991 when I did The Flash. I think I actually had that on my page too.
I gotta see that.
Yeah.
I gotta see that.
Yeah. And cosplay I've been doing since 2012, 2013.
Nice.
That's when I started paying attention.
I
Nice.
think it was 2011.
So, Harley, do we have to wrap up now? So, the last thing that I want to say is, it sounds like the biggest way to get into cosplaying is to get to know other cosplayers, because, you know, they all know each other, they all compete in some ways, they all help each other make armor pieces or get ideas.
They inspire each other.
They inspire each other, which is really cute. So, yeah, if you're into this stuff, come to places like these, network, get to know people. If you see someone and they have stuff you like, talk to them, be like, hey man, like, I love this, you know, where can I get information on that? And the more people you meet, the more help you'll have. Guys, let's give a big round of applause to our panelists. And thank you.